Hey everybody, welcome back to TAZS Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. Today I'm going to introduce another style into my affordable series. We're going to take a look at an older style by Rene of Paris called Jade. It's in the color Vanilla Lush. It's really super cute and for the right person, a real bargain, but you won't want to miss these details coming up. I purchased this style with my own funds from Wig Studio One. For order information and more details on this style, drop below this video. I will attach a link directly to the style so you can go out and check out all those details and pricing. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any questions for us, please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com. Jade by Rene of Paris is a mid-length, wispy, heavily layered shag style cut with a very manageable fringe. Now this is in the color Vanilla Lush. I do want to get up close on this color for you real quickly. It is not a rooted color. And it starts with a light copper blonde. So that's the base color here. And then it's heavily highlighted and tipped with a pale baby gold. So it just reminds me maybe of a 27-6-13. And that baby gold highlights and tips, it really does neutralize a little that light copper blonde, red blonde, but not enough to make this even a neutral color. This is truly a pale, warm blonde color. I have reviewed Jade before in this same exact color. It was years ago. I was just starting to get into wigs full time. And this one stuck out to me because of its price tag. I thought, gosh, that's a really cute style at a good price. And for the right person, I really think this is a huge bargain. The retail price as of the date of this filming is around $118. And at Wig Studio One, you always get an automatic 30% off of that, so under $100. Now, I'm just here to give you the objective information on the style. I am your eyes and ears. That way you'll know whether to pick it or pass on it. That first layer in the front is around 5.5 inches. So if we're comparing this to a style like Noriko's Jackson or Tresolour's Avery, I think the bangs are going to behave a little better on this one as opposed to something like that, which they're more around 7 inches. There's lots and lots of layering in the back, on the sides, and then you have overall around 13 to 14 inches. There's a slight flip. So this really is, this layering is very classical shag style. Now, a couple of things I think really set it apart and keep it from looking old-fashioned. So the way these layers meet up, they really frame the face beautifully. And they're really taken down here so that it's a nice wispy layer all the way around. It makes it so beautiful. Now where those layers kind of break on the sides here, it just makes it wispy all the way through. There's a nice continuity with the layering all the way around the face and down the style. Jade weighs about 3.8 ounces and features a traditional Rene of Paris style cap. Now this one has been around a long time. I like to call these styles legacy styles because in recent years we've seen a little bit of transformation in some of the brands and how they're making their styles. This is the old traditional style cap by Rene of Paris. What that means to me is they're gonna fit a little more snug than the newer Rene of Paris. So this one is really conducive to that 21.5 inch circumference. I'm 21.25, it fits me beautifully. I could or may not even make an adjustment. So anywhere from petite through average is the sweet spot for this cap. So if you are bigger than average around the circumference, I feel like this might be a little bit too snug for you. Okay, so now let's get down to the deal breakers on this style. For me, they're not deal breakers. In fact, for me, a lot of these things are a real plus, and that is the PERMATEASE. Guys, if you're out there and you are averse to PERMATEASE, or if you're just starting to get into wigs and you don't have a lot of experience with big hair, you might want to pass on this one, at least initially. Now, we all evolve in our tastes and preferences, but when I first started to wear wigs, this probably would have been super overwhelming. And it was. Initially, when I brought this out of the box, I said to myself, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I loved it. It was super cute. And so I just messed with it, did some styling with it, ended up falling in love with this little style. But there is PERMATEASE on every square inch of this cap. Heavy, thick, pillowy PERMATEASE. It's just not even possible to put your fingers through those weftings because of all the PERMATEASE. So you'll find it all over, top, crown, sides, and back. Now, what that PERMATEASE does here, though, is it helps keep the shape and the profile of this style, makes it very sustainable, and you can get volume and lift. So if you enjoy volume and lift, and you like your PERMATEASE and big styles and affordable styles, this may be exactly what you are looking for. So there's just no way that I'm going to be able to use my hands to crush, condense, shrink that PERMATEASE in a way that would make this less voluminous. It's going to be voluminous. It's going to be a big style all the way around. Now, what kind of tempers that a little bit, as I've already mentioned, is the fact that this is not a heavy density. So we don't want to mistake a lot of PERMATEASE and lift with volume, because these layers are really naturally wispy. It's a fine, light, soft, dry fiber, and it's not a heavy density, as you can see here. So the density is quite natural. It's just that PERMATEASE underneath. So I caution you that if you get this style and you are assuming that it's just too thick and full and you go to thin it out, you're going to end up with a mess. You're going to end up with just a hat full of PERMATEASE and very little fiber. So this is not one that you're going to want to thin out and expect for it to be any less of a big profile. The other thing about PERMATEASE is, and a lot of you, this is a deal breaker, is you don't want to look down in to see that nesty look of PERMATEASE. Like any minute the bird is just going to fly out. Now, I will tell you that it is visible on this cap, but it is not a deal breaker for me because I know how to work and manage it. Now, unless you have a dark color or a rooted color that kind of naturally disguises the look of that PERMATEASE, on this one in particular, you can definitely see a little bit of nestiness at the root. Now, what you want to do is, when you decide you're going to keep it, is get a wide tooth comb. I prefer these little teeth as opposed to the thicker ones, so I can really get down into that bed of PERMATEASE. So what I want to do is spring the part. This is something that I've always called it, is springing the part, because what you're doing is you're springing those fibers up and away from that bed of PERMATEASE. Okay, so that's going to make the fiber that lays on top a little wispier. It's going to be easier to move around to disguise the PERMATEASE. Okay, that's going to help. The other thing you want to do, and I call this dirty up the part. You don't want a perfect part because then you'll be able to see down into the PERMATEASE. But after you spring the part and you just want to move some strands of hair in different directions, or if you can, maybe make it look like there's no part at all just by fluffing it up on top, that is definitely going to help you disguise that PERMATEASE. So again, all of this is just to show you that if the price is right and the style is right, but you're not quite sure about the PERMATEASE, there may be some options for you to help disguise that. And it's all a matter of personal taste and preference. Like I said, some of the newer wig wearers may be turned off and just really repelled by the look of PERMATEASE and the feel and the lift of it. But over time, when you gather the skills, I think this would be a great choice just to have in your wig wardrobe. Here's that traditional cap by Rene of Paris on Jade. You've got a closed rose lace top. And then you've got a nice little velvet piece though here at the front with a hidden weft right there at the hairline. This gives it a very nice look, and it is nice and comfortable right there at the front. There's a closed rose lace type ear tab with lots of fiber spliced in. And then we have a velvet standard nape with bra strap type adjusters, lots of wefting. However, I still feel like this would be best suited for petite through average. This jade is right out of the box. All I did was shake it. I sprung the part as I demonstrated. I picked and fluffed around the part just to separate that fiber, and I kind of dirtied up the part so it's not too perfect. And this really set free the motion of all these wispy layers and made it really, really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and try with glasses, and then we're gonna do some styling for jade so you can get an idea of the density, the movement, the lift, and the volume. Okay. If you are a full-time glasses wearer, you may have to either insert the arms of the glasses underneath the ear tab. I think we've all tried that too. Or insert it into a weft behind the ear to secure the glasses. There's just too much PERMATEASE right there above the ear tab that it kind of pushes out on the glasses arm, makes it less secure.